We are back as promised, bringing you a little review, first impressions, if you will, of the leaf shaving system. One second, let me let the dog out. All right, so come on, girl. There are plenty of videos out there that teach you, that have like an unboxing or, teach you how to load the razor and everything else. So I won't go into detail a lot with that. What I will point out though, okay, so this is different. It's not righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. It's righty-loosey. But you see these little notches right here. And I noticed this on the 3-leaf as well. As long as you have the groove of the blade, this groove right here, lined up with that, you're going to be fine. Some people had trouble with it and everything else. And I understand when you first get these, if you have no experience with a double edge or straight razors or stuff like that, that it can be a little intimidating. It probably kind of wigged me out a little bit too, especially the leaf razor, which I will take apart after the shave and show you. Tighten that down a little bit. We'll see. So, by comparison, this is the leaf and this is the twig. Kind of named a little bit differently. So what this is taking a multi-cartridge razor, pick one, and putting it into replaceable blade design. Now, I would suggest this regardless, but I've also heard some complaints, not really, but some people saying that when you take one of these and snap it in half, it leaves a little ridge on it. These that have been cut by a machine or a laser, whatever they're cut with, don't have that. These are double-edged razors already cut in half. If you just look on eBay for half DE razor, you'll find it. That's what I use in the razors at the shop and everything, because South Carolina state law, you have to replace the razor or replace the blade. You have to use a replaceable blade and put a new one in after each client. So, cannot use a razor that you sharpen for whatever reason. That's another debate for another time. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and lather up. Now, what I've been doing, I'm using the Dapper again from Dr. Mike's Shave Emporium, drmikeshaveemporium.com. And I put a little bit of hot water on the top of the soap. Some people will use that little bit of soapy water. I don't know if that really makes a difference. But doing that is called letting the soap bloom, so you get all the aromatic pleasures out of it and everything. You wet my face a little bit. I don't know if it does so much of that. So much it really just softens up the soap, so you can dig down in there more if you want to. Do you have to? No, you don't. So we're going in this thing blind. I've never used one of these razors. The leaf is a little kind of like, I'm a little scared of it. Now, one thing that was a little different for me was having to load it with that pivoting head. So it's like it's flopping back and forth as you're trying to load this razor, and you just got to be conscientious of that because it's got a pretty good flex on it. You wonder how long will that last? And also this is a little screw back here. I don't know that I'm thrilled with how it goes back together. And when we take it apart, you'll understand that more. Not my favorite design on that, I don't think, but it's just first impressions looking at it. I'm like, all right, I would think I'd rather a blade up top than in the tight corners, because if I try to come up here and edge this mustache, I've got all this guide bar right here, whatever you're gonna call this thing, in my way. I'm not gonna be able to get in there. Now the solution is simple. Get this. But why should you have to buy two when one tool should be able to? I don't know. That's just consumer, my thoughts looking in, what have you. I want to show you also the comparison. Normal double edge razor to the Twig to the leaf. So it's a pretty large lengthy razor, nice long handle. Good weight on them. This feels like a little more weight in the head. This is a little more weight in the handle. And if you look by design, that probably makes some sense. A little bit of an angle down there. You know, I feel like this would be great for leg shaving. I don't do that. That's, you know, what it seems like to me. I'm also curious about it for head shaving. Now, I've got it loaded with 3 razors. The instructions say if you're inexperienced or, you can start with 2 blades. Now, you can probably do 2, 3, 1. So you can see we have 1, 2, 3 blades in there. I would be curious to know at what different level settings, you know, if I did like 1 and 3 or 2 and 1, you know, 1 and 2, or pick any combination. You know what I mean? Would that make a difference? Or, you know, 1, 2, 2, 3, whatever. That would be kind of neat to play with. It's something I might experiment with a little bit later on. Now, as this soap's been sitting on my whiskers, softening up, you do want to make sure when you do that it doesn't dry out. I feel like I'm pretty good right now. I want to use this Yeti Snot COVID edition. This is also available from Dr. Mike's. And I'm just doing it just to get a little mentholated pizzazz, you know. I don't even know if I put enough on there to really lather up anything. But I'm going to follow up with the other soap. I just kind of wanted some menthol on there. Feels better, especially in the sensitive areas like the neck. Now, Yeti Snot is very, I think it looks horrible on camera. Yeti Snot is very mentholated. So if you have any menthol allergies or, you know, sensitivities, use with caution or probably stay away. All right, let's get to shaving. Enough rapping. I'm gonna wet. All I'm doing is wetting the blades down. Come here. Now, it's kind of hard to know where I'm starting with the sideburn here. Do I really care? You know what? That feels much smoother than I anticipated. Like with I'm using Bluebird blades, which I love Bluebird blades. Dang, I got that much done already. I feel like this is going to be killer for shaving heads in the shop. And that's really why I got it, to shave heads in the shop, you know, or even just do like, because there's nothing like with a straight razor taking your time, but to do a cleanup with a second pass, or to, you know, get like really, sometimes there's indentation stuff around the ears and all, to get really tightly close on that, I feel like this might be pretty good. I'm going to try it at least. Who knows? All right, let's go this direction here. You know, I don't know if it has too much flex or, like, that's going to take getting used to. There should be a couple shaves. But it's kind of neat feedback, I guess. I don't know. All right, hit this chin here. I can feel you can go as fast as you could probably with the cartridge, but it feels smoother. Now this right here, I'm having trouble figuring out where to start. It's like I don't want to go up too high and catch my lip. That junk hurts. And bleach right here. Cut your lip, junk bleach like crazy. Probably not wise to talk, stupid. Go down here and shave right there. That did nice. I don't like that. Now my hair up under here goes 14 different directions, so you'll see me probably. I mean, this is fun. I'm not gonna lie, man. This is pretty fun shaving. I don't know, it's kind of cool to take a mix of the old with the new, you know? That's a lot of enjoyment. I'm not gonna lie to you. Nice smooth shave. You know, there's some, the microphone picks up, there's a little bit of rough patch right there on the jawline, which for me always is. And come back again. Usually at this point, I find I like to put a little bit of shave oil on. Yeah, interesting that most people will start with shave oil. I kind of end with it. I find it just kind of rehydrates what you have on there, gives a nice glide, and if you need to see what you're doing. But the lather lasted well. Maybe the menthol, yeah, helped it out a little bit there. But I did get rid of that spot right there. Let's see what happens here. Much different feeling. It's different not having the flex. I almost wonder, like, if you could turn that spring off or adjust the tension. You know, if you want it, instead of being fling, 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 going like, you know, I mean, slow it down a little bit. Kind of wondering what that would be like. I think it'd be kind of cool. Now, the spring itself, I'm not sure how it's made. I don't know if it could wear out. I mean, I'm sure it could, anything could. But it's almost like rivets or, you know, what do you call those little tension things in there? It's not an actual screw or anything like that. So I feel like it'd be a long time before that wore out. The finish, I don't know. I mean, the way it kind of shows water spots and stuff like that. You know, I don't know if you see like a little bit of smearing, you know, there's probably shave lather on there. Like, is it gonna last? I don't know. I don't really care. I've never been crazy one to care about the looks of a razor. You know, unless it's like a straight razor, well, what I would call artistic piece. Artistic in that, you know, it was handcrafted, somebody took their time and everything else. But to that note, somebody did take their time to design these, and I'm sure are very proud of their designs, and they should be. I mean, I think they are beautiful instruments. Leaf is very big on environmental stuff. And maybe I should have done an unboxing just to kind of show you what, you know, what it came. But it came in a simple cardboard box. You know, the box, the razor itself comes in is nice, is sturdy. It's just cardboard, so it's easily recyclable. I don't even think there's any felt in it. It looks like it would be. Now, see, it's interesting. I'm having to go over this a couple times. So, I know we always preach single edge, but I'm smoother over here in this area. I know I did have to go back. I'm not. But it's just, like, you'd have to feel it. I can't explain it. And you probably couldn't feel it on, you'd probably feel it on yourself. Compare that to. Aside from that, is it much difference? I mean, yeah, I feel like I'm just using a regular double-edged razor right now. Except for I'm not flipping it over to use the other side. You know, could you get by with just this? You know, if you're looking for something to shave with that's going to save you some money, absolutely. This would be a great tool for you, the Twig razor. You probably could get by snapping the blades in half on the Twig more easily than you could, and use them on the Twig than you could the Leaf, because you're not competing with two other blades, and it would probably, you know, not matter quite as much. Because I feel like this top bar has enough tension to kind of mash anything flat that'd be sticking up. And let me show you what I'm talking about there. Uh-oh, camera's going off. It's the guinea pigs running in front of their camera. We had 3 guinea pigs. Coolest, one of the coolest pets ever, man. I'm not gonna lie. Absolutely fun. I think one of 2 of them been on video before. All right, we'll level all that up later. I'm not going to sit here and detail everything on a video. So, what the heck were we discussing? We were discussing, okay, let me show you about snapping a blade in half. And why I don't feel it would be an issue for one, but very possibly for the other. I know I had a blade out here, but I don't know what happened to it. So, you can do this many different ways. I like to keep it in the paper and just snap. Okay, tear it down, and if you look right there at the corners, you can see it kind of curving over that way a little bit. Oh, that one shows it really well. You see that bend? Okay, so imagine having this razor, that unscrews pretty quickly, and having to load up one on top of the other. So if one gets off, it's going to shift and not be lined up as well as it should be. So this is the razor. You load in your bottom blade, and you bring this down. It took me kind of a minute because you see, it has this safety bar on it. You see that metal that sticks above the blade? Let me try to Well, shoot, I can't separate the thing. You see the 3 holes going across, sticking above the blade? Just know they're there. It's like a safety bar. And right there as well. Yeah, that one there shows it well. Okay, so you put those 3 in. It's a little tiny magnet that holds it. I was kind of worried. See, this is where I had trouble. Maybe I could just turn it upside. Well, see, told you it gets better with a little bit of experience, a little bit of time. I was trying to just like spin it in and do all this, but yeah, just push it in. It was fine. Hand tighten. All right. Now loading this one. I'm not taking them out because I'm going to use those again for a few. I mean, golly, get several shaves out of them. See how this, you have the corners up here, and well, let's just put in that other blade and see what happens. Well, one thing, I could easily take the part that curves down and put it down. That way it's not an issue at all. All right. Oh, it's going to be hard to remember. Yeah, that easily works. So, if you're going to use double-edged blades, I would say this would be, you know, and break them in half, which is cheaper. I'm not going to lie to you. It is cheaper to do it that way. Is it enough to worry about? That depends on your budget, man. I don't, you know, for me in the shop, no, it's not. Flimsy. Because we go through so many, and we have to have, you know, one per client anyway, that taking the time to adjust and line up, and having those little, you know, intricacies that are going to mess up, you know, the razor and the shave and stuff is not worth it. You know, at home shaving is a lot different. So, you know, I would not want to put it in here because you can see maybe if it curled up, you know, if you put it outward, whereas this one we put it down. As what I'm trying to do is avoid, you know, anything coming on top of it that would shift it, if that makes sense. So if this is the blade and we put something on top of it that has this little piece kicked up and it just ticks it up a little bit, we've altered the entire angle of our shave and everything else. That's it for today. I appreciate you watching. Thanks for hanging in there, as always. I have another razor, 2 more razors coming that I'm really stoked about trying and showing you and everything. I've got to let this thing grow a little bit, man. So the name of the razor is Henson Razor Company. It's made out of some aircraft aluminum and these super high tolerance gaps and everything, man. It's crazy. I'm pretty stoked to try it out. I'll be testing these things out, and you know, there's a medium and a mild. I'm pretty. I don't know which one I'm going to like. I don't know. I don't know if I kind of the test is more to see, is there a difference? Does it matter? I don't know. Stay tuned. Appreciate it.